So, I got a cat, and let's just say I've learned a lot. If you're thinking about getting a cat, or you just got one, and you're feeling a little overwhelmed, I got you. I became a cat parent for quite a few reasons. First and foremost, I was lonely. We're not gonna lie about it. We're not gonna try and sound stronger than what we are, and it's not that I am not strong, it's that I am strong enough to admit when I don't want to be alone anymore. Yep, I was feeling very lonely. I had been living on my own for a year and a half, and I have an enormous amount of love to give, and I really wanted somebody to give it to. I can't have a dog here in my apartment building, so that wasn't going to be an option. On top of, dogs need way more tending to than cats do. I know that at least with a cat, I have a little bit more freedom to work and take care of things, and I can leave her alone for, some time. I kind of grew up with cats, so it made sense to choose a cat because I had experience with them. But little did I know. So I decided that by Christmas I wanted to have a cat. I wanted that to kind of be my big Christmas present to myself. And so the beginning of December, I went on a hunt and I found my precious Haven. In order to prepare for her for at least that first day, I got some cat food. I got like a few different kinds of cat food, like a few different brands. I got a scratcher. I got a temporary litter box because I just needed something right away. I had already had a water fountain. I was waiting for a stainless steel litter box to come. I got my litter, got some toys, spoiled the crap out of her with a bunch of toys. The little cute stainless steel cat bowls. I got her a bed. She barely uses it. She uses it more now than she did when we started, but it's okay. She's like cozying up to it. Other than that, I pretty much winged everything. I got research, like I said, from TikTok and online, and ChatGPT also helped me with some things. Did anything surprise you? Yes. I say yes in the, dang, I didn't know this. No, as in, well, duh. This is probably very normal, and if I would have used critical thinking and thought more, this would probably make some sense. One, they cost a lot of money. People have told me that they don't. You know what it is? They don't cost a lot to, per se, maintain on the basics. So like litter, cat food, bathing supplies, that's pretty much it. It might not cost a lot to maintain that, but what does cost a bit more than what I was expecting is everything that goes down medically. I learned very quickly how much that baby costs. Her first set of vaccines was a little under $400. On top of, I had to pay a deposit here, which I'm not complaining about either. My apartment building required a deposit to have a pet, so I paid that. I had to, get all of the supplies. I dished out probably like $700. No, more than that. Thankfully though, I did get pet insurance. Shout out to Spot, not a sponsored video. And then I had to go back for her next set of shots, plus her rabies shot. When you put those claims in with Spot, within like 2 days, you get your money back. Not all of it, of course, but whatever covers it. I have the preventative care one. I think it's worth it, especially for like emergency stuff. I haven't had to use it, thank goodness. I did not like that I was misinformed, but it's nobody else's fault but mine because I could have done more research. That's okay. What you need to know before getting a cat. Cats are like long-term commitments, 10 to 20 years, sometimes even more. Think about the reality of having an animal depend on you, having their needs being met, having their medical needs being met. Like, are you capable? Every cat's personality is so different, and I've actually been learning that a lot more now that I'm a cat parent, because I'll share things on my TikTok or even in the comments of other people's videos, and I'm learning about all the different personalities. Things I wish I knew sooner, which also leads me to a surprise that I forgot to mention. I did not know that kittens could have heat so early. Oh my gosh, my poor baby went into heat at like 4.5 months old. Oh my gosh, her first cycle. And it was so painful to watch her be in such discomfort. Like, you know, everybody cracks jokes like, ooh, you know, she want to get freaky deaky. But when I looked at her, she didn't look like she was having fun. She didn't look like she wanted to get freaky deaky. She looked like she had no idea what was happening to her, and she hated every second of it. Because she was suffering, I was suffering. And not only in the you hurt, I hurt kind of way, but also in the I got no sleep. I did not know that heat cycles wasn't always once a month for like a week. I assumed, because it's all I've ever heard about when it comes to heat cycles, that it was kind of like being on your period. You know, once a month for a week or so, they're in heat. So I assumed that that's what it was, and I assumed I had more time because I wanted to get her spayed before her first cycle. 4.5 months, she had her first cycle. And then she was off. She was on it for like 5 days. 4 days of the off, she went back on. And that lasted consecutively for a whole month and a half before I was finally able to get her an appointment on February 14th. Happy Valentine's Day to you, girl. You're getting your reproductive organs taken out. That was a very rough time, but I'm glad that it's over. For the litter box, I try my best. I promise. I try my best to clean it at least once a day, but there are some days, if I'm like on a 14-hour day on set, I'm probably not going to clean it when I get home. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I have the energy because I'm like, oh, let's do it. Let's make sure she's good. But sometimes I have to wait till the morning because sometimes set is very exhausting and all I want to do is just go to sleep. So, yeah, sometimes I don't even get to the litter box. But I do make up for it by, like I said, doing it the very next morning when I, rejuvenated and got my energy, so I'll make sure to take care of her. I try to, do a quick clean every 2 weeks. The enzyme spray bottle kind of thing. I have to get a new one because I'm kind of out. A really big clean, I really try to do that once a month. How to prevent your cats from scratching your furniture. Put scratchers near the pieces of furniture where they tend to scratch. So right now I have a scratcher right next to the sofa. I also have a big cat tower that has 2 scratching posts, so that helps. I have another one that she just kind of sits on. She doesn't really scratch it. I don't think she knows that she can scratch it, but it's okay. We'll figure it out. She's only been here for a few months, so we got it. So I have scratch resistant tape that I put on parts of the couch. I put it on the parts of the couch that I was seeing her scratch the most, but now she has a couple of new spots. As long as it doesn't get to the point where I'm putting tape on the seats, we're good. It's only on the sides and stuff. I don't care. Toys. Okay, this is my favorite part because I love to spoil her. Anytime I go to a store and they have cat stuff, cat toys, whatever, I try to get her a little something. Best cat toys. Number 1, the coil toy. These suckers. You see it? You see it? She's looking crazy at me right now because she sees it. She is obsessed. I'm literally going to fill her toy box with a bunch of those because they keep her entertained all day. And she taught herself how to play fetch. She also loves this toy. If you guys have ever seen it on Amazon, it moves a bunch. She's looking at me right now. It moves a bunch. It stays in the circle, but also sometimes if I'm home and I can watch her, I will... Ooh, it's about to start. Is it about to start? Oh no, it just lit up. I thought it was gonna start. I'll take it out and I'll just have it roam around the apartment to keep her busy and not in one place. But other than that, I keep it in here, especially at night. At nighttime, I keep it in this so that it's not hitting my mirror, my furniture in the middle of the night, causing a little ruckus. But when I'm in the apartment, I let her roam free sometimes to keep her busy. I do have to charge it once every couple of days because I leave it on interactive mode. I think that's the mode it's called, but it's basically if she touches it, then it starts roaming around, which is nice because when she wants to play, it plays back. Must have supplies. I mean, the supplies that I mentioned in the very beginning to quickly prepare, I recommend getting pet insurance right away. I know that's not technically a supply, but I do think that is a must-have. I do recommend a pet feeder. Whether you're feeding them dry food or wet food, I have the Devo Pet wet food treater. It has 6 slots, but I only feed her 3 wet food meals a day. And then I have a dry food feeder that also feeds her 3 times a day, and it's only 10 grams of dry food, so it's not a lot, so it's not gonna hurt her, especially since she's a water drinker. Things you can skip. Okay, as far as toys go, I just found out that the feather toys are a no-go from somebody who works with animals. I believe she's a vet tech. If she's not a vet tech, then she either works at an animal shelter or, I don't know, she's somebody that works closely with animals. And she says all the toys with like the synthetic feathers are a no-go because 1, they'll eat the feathers. Which, I mean, animals eat whatever they feel like eating. So they'll eat the feathers. 2, the feathers are synthetic, which is not digestible for the cats. 3, that turns into a blockage, which not only turns into a very big medical bill, it can be so blocked to the point where your cat doesn't come home with you. We all know what that means, and we don't even want to think about that. So, literally this morning, after I found that out, I threw all of her feather toys away. How are companies still making toys like that are potentially hurting our babies? You don't have to do all the toppers too. Like, I don't really do toppers. I give her baby food sometimes. That's like my sweet treat. I'll mix baby food and water because it lasts longer. But baby food and water, and I'll freeze it on those, what are those called? The not encouragement feeders. Oh my god, I don't know what those are called. But these things, where are they? This. I know what the word is, but I'm blanking on it. But I'll put it in this, I'll freeze it. Enrichment, there we go. It's like an enrichment feeder, interactive feeder, whatever. Only get the meat baby food, got you. The meat baby food. This one in particular is chicken and gravy. Honestly, as long as the food that you're feeding them is like supplemental, you don't have to add anything extra. Do it if you want to. It's an option. Also, please remember, this is only my experience. I am still learning, and you are also going to learn along the way. You're going to figure everything out. It's going to be okay. You have plenty of access to resources. When you bring your cat to the vet, your kitten to the vet, whatever age you decide to get, just ask them questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions. They're there to help you. Trust that at the end of the day, as long as love is behind all of your decisions and love is your intention, giving your baby, you know, your little fur baby a good life is your intention, everything's going to be okay. Take time to get to know your cat's personality. Every cat is different, like I talked about before. Learn their behavior, learn their dislikes, their likes. If you're a cat parent, please drop a tip in the comments for all the new cat parents and all the soon-to-be cat parents. Congratulations, you have a fur baby, or you're almost gonna have a fur baby. I hope that I was able to help somebody today because that was the goal. Also, you know, wanted to vent a little bit, but in the way where I could be helpful to somebody else because there was a lot that I wasn't aware of that I figured out, and if I can help somebody have an easier time, I want that for you. Until next time, stay beautiful and stay kind.